Hi, Bad Gamer here. And before I even start, thank you very much for all the new people that came to this channel to check out the Bad Gamer universe, to join Bad Gamer Enterprise. Thank you very much and welcome in to another Bad Gamer Weekly. Today we're doing something a little more wholesome than usual. No rants, no dragging publishers through the mud. Well, not too much. Just me talking about my favorite games of the first half of 2025. Now don't worry, this is a spoiler-free zone, alright? You can lean back, grab your chips. I'm not here to dissect lore or show you the final boss in slow motion. This is just vibes, my impressions, the games that made me feel something this year. Let's dive in. No particular order, but yes, I do have a favorite. You'll know when we get there. First up, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Of course. It's the first thing I want to talk about. I said it before, I'll say it again. This is the best RPG I've played since The Witcher 3. I'm not counting Baldur's Gate into this because Baldur's Gate is a whole, it's its own behemoth, right? And it's more of a D&D expression in a video game world. So why am I comparing it more to The Witcher 3 than to any other RPG that I've played? Well, let me start from here. First of all, it feels more like a medieval life simulator than a typical RPG. And I mean that in the best way possible. It's the kind of game that gets your hand dirty, quite literally, okay? I really wanted this when I used to play Skyrim Oblivion. I really wanted to actually be able to go and forge my own sword. I think it's just such a cool thing that this game just lets you do. And it gives you more control and it gives you more feeling of becoming the character and being the character that you're playing in that game, because you're actually doing stuff that, you know, you can actually equip and use. Same goes with alchemy, which again is like a simulator at this point. It's super cool and it blew my mind when I actually had to do it. You know, and it's like, oh, what was the recipe? And then I have to go back to the book and check it out. You forge your own lockpicks, you screw up the first lockpicks, okay? Your first 10 lockpicks are, and then you argue with a priest in the tavern. You don't just play a character is what I'm saying. You become them. And that's something I really wanted out of Starfield as well. And Starfield didn't do that. This game really cured my cravings when it comes to what I wanted after a Skyrim, after a Witcher. The immersion is real. The world is dense. It's grounded, you know. It's unforgiving. It's unforgiving enough to make your victories feel like earned. Easily one of the most time-consuming games, but also easily one of the most rewarding ones and memorable games of the year. And that's why I really just wanted to talk about it. If you haven't played it yet, what the hell are you doing? Go and play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Next up, Monster Hunter Wilds. That one's wild. He did it. He said it. I know. Like and subscribe. Welcome to Bad Game. You already know what it is, all right? It's Monster Hunter. Like big monsters, bigger swords, and even bigger drip, broski. I had a great time to go and hunt the same monster a million times. And then afterwards, you know, craft myself a new pair of slippers or something. I think it's such a cool mechanic, and I don't even know. It has something very calming within the chaos. It's difficult to say. Like for example, if I play Elden Ring, I don't feel calm. It's mostly dense. There's no calm moments per se, and maybe that's just me. You can tell me how you feel about that, but Monster Hunter World, Monster Hunter Wilds, the Monster Hunter universe is it's very calm. The music is cool. The characters are a little cartoony. You know what I mean? It just feels nice to play. In the art direction they went in the way that the game feels in a gameplay mechanic. I don't know. It's just like it's almost like a mix between an action game and a cozy game for me. But a few things I want to rant about here. I was hoping for a bit more of a challenge. I felt it was a little bit too breezy compared to the previous entries, and the open world, I mean, while it's beautiful, it didn't fully capitalize on the wild part of the name, if you get what I'm saying. I wanted more exploration, and I actually need to camp outside, and I don't know, especially the first, I mean, it's probably what most people say about this game, but the first few hours story, like the story felt more in the way. After you pass that story part, the game kind of opens up and it makes more sense, because then you have like the freedom to, that's when the game actually starts, right? And that's what everyone says. But again, it took a while for me to feel the challenge, and until I reached the challenge, I kind of lost interest. Still, it's here for one reason. It's fun as hell, nonetheless, reaching that point. I was straight up grinding beasts, like I said, just to craft the armor that made me look like a Final Fantasy boss. No regrets, just a fun time, especially if you have friends that you can play with. Man, so funny. Like, so many funny things happen, and it's just like, you see your friends drip, you're jealous because their belt is bigger than yours or whatever, and you know what I mean? You kind of have like these experiences with Monster Hunter, so yeah, it's a good next Monster Hunter, but I wish the open world would have been a little bit more wild in a sense. Plus, I was wondering if it's even needed. Next up, Split Fiction. Where do I start here, man? I mean, you ever play a game and it immediately felt like it was made by someone who loves games? That's Split Fiction for me. My girlfriend is not a gamer, so putting her onto this was quite, not difficult, but it was quite a jump from It Takes Two to this one. If you have a girlfriend, or if you have a friend that you want to play it with, you have to consider if they're gamers or not, or if they have played video games before, because this is definitely more demanding. Nonetheless, we're having so much fun with it, and we you know, we experience these challenges, or she experienced challenges particularly that, you know, I haven't felt was that difficult before. I feel like It Takes Two was probably more for players that, you know, are more casual or never touched a game in a sense before. It was really easy to access, and this one definitely talks to a more gamer audience. Nonetheless, I think because it's kind of like built on, in a sense, of It Takes Two, it's a great part two for people that have finished It Takes Two. Do I make sense? So for someone as my girlfriend, we finished It Takes Two together, and then well, we jumped into Split Fiction a month ago. It felt like a part two because she knew how to jump, she knew how to use the camera now, you know what I mean? Because you have to explain these things to people, like, oh, you have to move your camera here and there. Do you see that red dot? That's me, so look over here type thing. So these things were already established in It Takes Two, and jumping from there to this was much easier. So it kind of like makes sense, and it's a good continuation. It's a good English. It's a good continuation, and it builds on the skills that you learned in It Takes Two. It's got that Hazelight magic right away. Even my girlfriend, she was like, this from the first cutscene, she was like, this feels familiar. I can tell that this is from the same studio. And she's not easily impressed, all right? It's a celebration of games and a celebration of storytelling as well. It's a little quirky, a little heartfelt. It's a perfect couch game for friends and obviously couples. It's a big recommend. If you have a friend you want to play it with, or a girlfriend that you want to put on, I still recommend to probably go with It Takes Two first, if it's a person that never played games before, because again, this is a little more demanding, okay? But nonetheless, you can learn it through the tutorials and the way that the game kind of like gives you access to it. This is an easy add to this half-year list. Next, Blueprints. All right, puzzle fans, this one's for you. If Escape Room and Don't Starve had a baby and raised it on architecture blogs, it will be Blueprints. At first I was like, okay, this room matching loop is kind of weird, but then it sunk its claws in. This game generally, if you don't know what it is, okay, it's a puzzle game, and it's kind of like a roguelike puzzle game, if that kind of, I don't want to say too much about it because I think the more you don't know about it, the better. And I said this is a spoiler-free thing. Nonetheless, to describe the mechanic a little bit, so you open doors in a place, and in that place, every time you open a door, you can draft 3 rooms, and these 3 rooms that you can draft, they're all randomized, right? So this is the mechanic that makes it a roguelike mechanic. And based on your knowledge and based on how much you know about the place that you're in, the more it will affect your choices on what room you will take next, right? Now, I have a thing with roguelikes. Like, for example, Hades, all right? For Hades, which is an incredible game, don't get me wrong, but the roguelike mechanics sometimes, and I don't think it's for everyone, it sometimes just feels like gambling for me, and more that, oh, this run was good because I was lucky enough to have these items. I don't know if that's part of the charm, right? But for me, sometimes I just want like an immediate response of things that I did. And then, you know, if I restart Blueprints, for example, if I restart like the draft of rooms, then I have to start from zero. This mechanic, and that's not Blueprints per se, that's like something that I'm criticizing in general about roguelikes. That makes me question if, you know, is it a genius mechanic or is it just random? But it gently nudges you into the right direction. Not with big neon signs, but with like tiny breadcrumbs of curiosity that the game feeds you all the time. Then the art style is gorgeous, the music, vibes, okay? The puzzles, most of them are just tricky enough to make you feel smart and dumb at the same time, actually. And I really respect that. So Blueprints is really, I think, a puzzle game's fanatic's dream. And for me, puzzle games is something that I discovered that I like quite late, actually. If you guys haven't played Cocoon, it's amazing. It's on Game Pass. If you have it, go check it out. Cocoon is, bro, it's so easy. You literally just press one button and then you solve little puzzles here and there. You know what I mean? It's so good. So this kind of like gave me the curiosity of more puzzle games, and then Blueprints just came in the right moment. So yeah, again, if you haven't played it, check it out. It's definitely one of the best games of this year. Now I have, of course, guys, Oblivion Remastered is up next. So was it really a surprise? People were talking about it the whole time. Then there were leaks that the game release will be in this particular week, and then we knew it's coming, so we were just kind of waiting for it. So it wasn't really a surprise, but it was good that our surprise was confirmed. You know, I was like, yay, I knew it, you know, type thing. What actually shocked me was how right they got it. Is this just me, man? I don't know. They didn't modernize the soul out of it, which I love. Like, the world still freezes when you enter the dialogue, which I thought is a janky mechanic that they probably get rid of in 2025, but they left it in. And that janky mechanics, that janky weird pause where NPCs stare into your soul, you know, it's still there, and I love it. It's everything I remember from firing up this game on my friend's PC back then and then on my PS3, but cleaner, smoother, just polished enough. That soundtrack, man, it hits like a nostalgia freight train, and it still gives me goosebumps to this day. It's kind of like a quick mention, more or less, because I don't want to go into too much Oblivion. I guess, you know, most of the people played it already, or if you haven't, then it's better to go in blind here as well. It's the best surprise for someone who started with video games and RPGs by playing Oblivion, and now seeing it in the glory of today's gaming ecosystem, paired with these like janky nostalgia things that they left in the game, is just absolute candy. Next up, all right. Here's the one, ladies and gentlemen, Expedition 33, my favorite of the bunch. Clair Obscure Expedition 33 to be precise. I don't say this lightly, okay, but this game converted me to JRPGs. I was skeptical at first. I didn't know much about the realm of JRPGs. I didn't really understand what they're about. And they never grabbed me because of the way that you play it. Then I started playing it. The intro didn't immediately grab me, but the expedition begins. There's this one cutscene, all right, where, I mean, it's not a spoiler. It's like something that, you know, is inevitable to kind of go through, and you'll know when you play what I mean. There's this one cutscene where you're like, oh, okay, now it's getting, let's get it, okay? Ah, man, I wish I could talk more. I think I should make a whole separate video about Expedition 33. The expedition begins, the characters open up, the combat kicks in, and suddenly I'm texting all the people, yo, y'all need to play this now. It blends the strategy of Persona with the timing and aggression of Sekiro, and it somehow makes it all click. The visual design during battles is so slick. I legit got distracted by the animation from like choosing my attacks, like pressing X, pressing Y, and then it switches. The story is like a beautiful French film set in a fantasy world. You got intrigue, romance, mystery, it got it all. My only gripe, listen, I love the soundtrack. 90% of the soundtrack is absolutely incredible. And you can go on YouTube right now and just listen to them. Even though I recommend you to play it and experience them in the game with headphones on, listening it back on YouTube is also nice. But there's like these 10% of tracks that really reminded me more of a mobile game thing. And I guess that's, okay, that's not, it's good and bad. It's just like my taste, I would say, that I didn't really like the music choice here and there. But then at the same time, it's amazing that the people making this had extreme freedom to do whatever they thought is cool and whatever they wish would be in the game. But it's just a small blip, man, in an otherwise incredible package. If you haven't played this yet, do yourself a favor. It's that good. There's video out there. Is it worth the hype? Is it worth... Don't watch these. Buy it. It's not even full price. Okay, I was ranting about prices on my last video. Check this out if you haven't. It's, what is it, 50 bucks? It's 50 bucks and it gives you more than Mario Kart World, okay? So if you pre-order the Switch and you haven't played Expedition 33, then what are you doing here? Anyway, I got a few more honorable mentions. Some games that kind of were late last year and dragged for me into like January 2025. Just games that I played apart from games that were released this year. All right, Doom: The Dark Ages. Even though it released this year, in fact this month, I only had 1 hour in. Pure adrenaline. And I had to go back to play Doom 2016 just to understand what I was missing. And I get it now. I'm converted. Praise be to the shotgun and praise this music. What the hell? What did I miss out for so long? Now this is the music I'm listening to when I go to the gym. Now this is the music that I'm listening to before I have a meeting with my CEO, etc., etc. Then Path of Exile 2, it's an early access, but I think I have like around 80 hours in. I still feel like I haven't scratched the surface with it, and it's definitely better than Diablo 4 in almost every way. I'm waiting for the full release to go back in and lose another few weeks of my life. But it genuinely is an incredible game that was released late last year. And I played it throughout January, February kind of. And I absolutely loved it. So if you don't mind the early access phase of a game, I highly recommend you checking it out. Then I played Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Yes, I'm late, but damn, this is peak PS5, man. It's like playing a Pixar movie. It's pure fun from start to finish. I was like, okay, let's check it out. I always wanted to check it out. Man, I couldn't stop playing it. It's absolutely amazing. And if you're into this, if you're into Ratchet and Clank, or if you're generally into like 3D platformers, it's just so good. So yeah, those are the games that made my year so far. And I know there are some I missed, obviously. So if you got any favorites, drop them in the comments. If enough of you want me to do a deep dive in one of these titles that I mentioned today, you know I got you. Thanks for watching. It really means the world to me that people are listening and watching. And remember, you don't need a $500 console and a deluxe edition with a fake helmet to enjoy games. All you need is time, curiosity, and a love for the grind. That's all for me. Bad Gamer out.